Hi dear students. So today let us start the new chapter for 7th class. Chapter number 1, that is nutrition in plants. Nutrition in plants. This is a biology chapter. Okay students? Students, as you know there are many life processes. That may be respiration, nutrition, reproduction, digestion, excretion, and etc. In these life processes, nutrition plays a very important role in one's life. Okay, this then what do you mean by nutrition? And what are the types of different nutrition? There will be a different type of nutrition in plants and in animals. Okay, there will be a different type. So today let us discuss about the type of nutrition in plants. Okay, food is the most important and basic thing for life. Carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins and minerals are the components of food. What are the components of food? The components of food are carbohydrates, vitamins, proteins, lipids, fats and etc. These components are known as nutrients. Okay, these components are known as nutrients, which are necessary for all living beings. All plants and animals require food for their growth and getting energy. Students, as you know, you require food for getting energy and your growth as well as development. Okay. The process of utilization of food by an animal to obtain energy for growth and development is known as nutrition. So what is nutrition here? This is a process in which utilization of food by the animal to obtain energy for growth and development is known as nutrition, or the mode of taking food by an animal and its utilization by the body for getting energy is called as nutrition. Hence, animals depend directly or indirectly on the plants. Why? Because the plants can make their food for themselves, but the animals cannot. So, animals depend directly or indirectly on the plant. Then, mode of nutrition in plant. There are three important mode of nutrition in plant. That may be autotrophic, heterotrophic, saprotrophic. Okay. In that, the first one is autotrophic nutrition. Auto means self and trophos means nourishment. Got it, students? Here the word autotrophic is divided into two words, that is auto and trophos, where auto means self whereas trophos means nourishment. Okay. All the green plants or all the plants which we found on earth are called as autotrophs because they make their own food. The making of food for themselves is known as autotrophic nutrition. Autotrophic nutrition is found in green plants. Understood, students? The organisms which can prepare their food for themselves, they are known as autotrophs, and this mode of nutrition is known as autotrophic nutrition. All the plants are said to be autotrophs because they can prepare their own food. Okay students, understood? Okay. Heterotrophic nutrition. Here, as autotrophic, the heterotrophic word is split into two words, that is hetero and trophos, where hetero means others and trophos means nourishment. Hetero means others, trophos means nourishment. If organisms depend on others for their food, then the organism is called as heterotroph and the mode of nutrition is called as heterotrophic nutrition. Animals cannot make their food for themselves. Okay, the plants can make food for themselves, so we can call them as a autotrophs, whereas the animals cannot prepare their food, so we can call them as heterotrophs. The animals depend on plants for their food. Therefore, nutrition in animals is called as heterotrophic nutrition. Animals are known as heterotrophs. Okay, friends? Here, all the plants are said to be autotrophs, whereas all the animals are said to be heterotrophs. Next, saprotrophic nutrition. The taking of nutrients by organisms from dead and decaying matter in the form of solution is called the saprotrophic nutrition. It is another type of nutrition where the organisms gain their nutrition by depending on dead and decaying matter, like they can depend on wood, rotis, rotten materials or rotten food. They can depend on these materials and they absorb nutrients from them. So such type of organisms are called as saprotrophs and the mode of nutrition is called as saprotrophic nutrition. The organisms which use saprotrophic mode of nutrition are called saprotrophs. Here the example is fungi. That is, you may have seen mushroom. That is saprotrophic in nature. Okay. Next, as we called plants as autotrophs. Okay students, because they prepare their own food. How they can prepare their own food? Yes, the plants can prepare their food by the process called photosynthesis. Food making process in plants, that is photosynthesis. The process of making food by green plants in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll is known as photosynthesis. Okay students, here the word photosynthesis is the combination of photo, which means light. Okay students, here photosynthesis, the word is the combination of photo and synthesis, where photo means light and synthesis, another word is synthesis. Synthesis means to make or to prepare or to produce. Synthesis has many meanings, that may be to make, to prepare or to produce. Here photo means light and synthesis means to make or to prepare or to produce. Process of food making in green plants, they make their food themselves from carbon dioxide and water in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll. So students, what is photosynthesis here? It is a process of making food by the green plants using sunlight, carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, minerals and water from the soil, and chlorophyll which is present in a leaf. This phenomenon is known as photosynthesis. Hence, for taking place of photosynthesis, carbon dioxide, water and sunlight must be reached at the green leaves in addition to the presence of chlorophyll. The photosynthesis process takes place in the leaf. Okay. Where does it takes place in the plant? In the leaves. Okay. In the leaves there will be a presence of pigment called chlorophyll. Okay. Following are the necessary for photosynthesis to be taken place. What are the necessary requirements for the photosynthesis process? One is presence of sunlight, presence of chlorophyll, presence of water and presence of carbon dioxide. Okay, what are the requirements for photosynthesis here? One is sunlight, chlorophyll which is a green pigment present in a green leaves, water as well as carbon dioxide. Okay students, these are the most important requirements for the photosynthesis process. Okay, here a section through a leaf. So you can observe here, this is a section of a leaf under microscope. Okay students, leaves have several tiny pores-like structures on its lower surface. These are called as stomata. The leaves have several tiny pores at the base of the leaf. They are called as stomata. Okay, through which leaves absorb carbon dioxide from the air. Here, the function of stomata is exchange of gases. Okay, what is the role of stomata here in the leaf? It helps in the exchange of gases, that is intake of carbon dioxide and outgiving oxygen. Okay, here water is transported to the leaves through hair-like pipelines from the roots. These pipelines are present throughout the plants. That means from roots to the branches and leaves. These pipelines are known as xylem. Yes, here water is the one of the most important requirement for the photosynthesis, which is absorbed by the roots, and from roots it has to be reached to the leaf. Okay, how can it reaches? By the pipeline called xylem. Xylem. Xylem, it is a type of tissue. Okay, and chlorophyll is the another most important requirement for photosynthesis. Chlorophyll, it is a green pigment which is found in all the green leaves. It absorbs sunlight, carbon dioxide and water, and it converts them into carbohydrate and oxygen. Carbohydrate is used as food and oxygen is emitted out to the atmosphere. This whole process of making food by green plants is called as photosynthesis. Understood students? Okay, so this is the whole process of photosynthesis. You can observe here yes, this is the sun. From sunlight, and from carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, and water, that is H2O, from the roots. Okay, as you learned that water is absorbed from the soil, that is roots. Okay, from roots to the leaf. How can it reaches, students? By xylem. It is a pipeline, just like a water pipeline. Okay, in plant there will be a system of transporting water from the roots to the leaf and all the branches through a tissue called xylem. What here, xylem is a water conducting tissue. Okay, and here the carbon dioxide will be in the atmosphere. So these are the essential requirements for the photosynthesis, and there will be a this photosynthesis process takes place in the leaves. Okay, here leaves, sunlight, carbon dioxide, water, and in leaves there will be a chlorophyll, green pigment which is present in the leaves, which absorbs sunlight, carbon dioxide, and water, and it converts these all into carbohydrate or glucose and as well as it emits oxygen into the atmosphere. Understood, students? Here glucose means that is a product of a plant, that may be fruit, vegetable, or anything. Okay, students, carbohydrate is the final product of a photosynthesis, and the gas released in the photosynthesis process is oxygen, which is inhaled by the animals. This is the process of photosynthesis. So you can observe here the section of a leaf. Here this is the xylem tissue and this is the phloem tissue, where xylem conducts water as well as here phloem conducts food. Understood, students? Xylem conducts water, whereas the phloem tissue conducts food in the plants. Then this is the stomata, where exchange of gases takes place. Okay, this is the structure of a leaf under the microscope. This is the structure of leaf under the microscope. You can observe here the chlorophyll, stomata, guard cells. Here the xylem, phloem. Okay, students, this is the outer covering of a leaf, that is cuticle, and the other things. Okay students, hope you understood the process of photosynthesis. Photosynthesis. So the other things will be discussed in the next video. Until then, students, watch the video. Thank you, students.